Today we are going to take you to Unhyung-gung, Changdeok-gung, and Gyeongbok-gung, which are all royal palaces, and we will travel through the Bukchon Hanok village, which contains many traditional upper-class Korean houses. First stop on our trip today will be Unhyung-gung. This was the residency of Taewon-gun during his 10-year regency from 1863 to 1873, when he ruled in the stead of his 12-year-old son King Gojong. Taewon-gun is nowadays best known for his xenophobic attitude and his attempts to retain Korea's cultural identity, which makes it all the more ironic that this Western-style building was built within the walls of his former home during Japanese colonial rule. In this complex, we can easily see the traditional Korean ondol floor heating system and the remnants of the fires that heated this place during the winter. These fireplaces were located on the edges of the buildings to reduce the high risk of fire in the completely wooden structures. The reason that the buildings do not have the vibrant colors and extravagant architecture that we see in other royal palaces is that this was an ordinary residence before the young Gojong was officially chosen to become king.
Next place we will be traveling to is the nearby located Changdeok-gung. Changdeok-gung, also known as the Palace of Illustrious Virtue, has served as the main palace during most of the Joseon dynasty. It is regarded as the most beautiful palace in Seoul. While we visited this place during winter, when the elegant landscaping of Changdeok-gung was not at its height, the architecture remains as beautiful as it is any other time of the year. Changdeok-gung is, next to being the best preserved palace of Seoul, also very well known for its secret garden. The garden was only accessible for the royal family and served as a retreat for the king during eventful times where he could sit and think in peace. Some kings made more use of the garden than others, especially the ones whose reign was marked by invasions or other stressful events. The garden seamlessly combines elegant architecture with natural landscaping to create a serene environment. Even now, access for the public is restricted to guided tours to keep the garden as unstained as possible. This is in Jongryong Hall, the throne hall and also the largest building of Changdeok-gung, where important state affairs were held. It served as a location for the coronation of the king and also functioned as a place to receive foreign envoys in royal style.
In our journey to Gyeongbok-gung, we travel across the Bukchon Hanok village. This site gives its visitors a glimpse into the traditionally built Korean houses that formerly belonged to the Joseon elite. Being a tourist attraction nowadays, it combines the modern-style buildings with the beautiful traditional homes, which are still inhabited. For the adventurous traveler willing to spend some extra money, homestay programs and guest houses are established in these hanoks, enabling you to experience a bit of the traditional Korean lifestyle.
Our last visit today will be Gyeongbok-gung, traditionally the first and foremost palace of the Joseon dynasty, and after its restoration in the 19th century, also the residency of the royal family until Korea's annexation. Gyeongbok-gung has a history of demolition as it lay in ruins for the largest part of its history. After the Japanese set the palace on fire during the Hideyoshi invasion in the 16th century, it was not rebuilt until Daewongun's regency. However, during the colonial rule, the Japanese tore down almost all of the structures once more to build their government general headquarters on its site. Restoration of the palace commenced in 1990, rendering the buildings we can see right now, however beautiful, not older than 20 years. Gyeongbok-gung's main gate looks out upon Seoul's main square, with as a central figure the inventor of the Korean alphabet, Sejong the Great, considered one of the heroes of Korean history. Another hero, whose figure is also established on this square, is General Yi Sun-shin, who is famous for fighting off the Japanese in his turtle boats.
The proximity of these Korean historical gems makes the Bukchon area into the cultural hotspot of Seoul. All sites are easily accessible by public transport and within walking distance of each other. The rich history and abundance of beautiful and fascinating cultural sites renders this area a must-see during your visit to Korea.